Today we continue with our class Laws of Tzedakah and Maaser. And we start with Sefer Shmiras HaLashon. That's a very interesting topic. Ways of the Moshe. Okay. Ways of Moshe. The son is required to totally remove himself from the father's field when he sees himself powerless to resolve it. Right, so last time, just to remind us, not the last time, the time before that, meaning on Wednesday. So we were discussing the story of sons of Korach, right? Then how they removed themselves from this dispute, and actually they showed respect to Moshe, and they were saved as a result, right? So now, as a son, he has obligation to stop it, to stop the feud and not be part of it. And now, if he cannot, right? Usually, parents do not listen to us, right? For us, doesn't matter how old you. You could be 60 or 50 or 40, whatever. You're still a little kid for them, right? So that's very interesting. So okay, so if you cannot help, don't get involved. However, in a situation where a father has a high regard for the son's opinion and would allow him to bring the matter to the peaceful resolution, the son is obligated to become involved. Okay, so one more time the sentence we're going to explain. However, in a situation where a father has a high regard to the son's opinion, so not as we just said, so he's going to listen to his son, and would allow him to bring the matter to the peaceful resolution, meaning that he did not want this dispute, but he was dragged into it, right? The son is obligated to become involved. So for peace, of course, don't be biased, and it's not about the family honor, it's about the ending of the dispute. Tana Develi Yahu, chapter 21, states, one cannot stand silently as his father and mother speak forbidden talk. If he will remain silent, the lives of the three may be cut short. Right? So, meaning if parents sin, and speaking Lashon Hara is one of the prohibitions, one of the sins, and as sages, many of them say it's like it's a worst of the sins. So the biggest mitzvah is to learn Torah. It's like all of the other mitzvahs combined, and the biggest sin is speaking Lashon Hara. It's like a combination of all other sins, right? So when we see that father or mother, right, even though we were obligated to respect them, but now they sin, so we have to stop them. Of course, politely, nicely, but stop. Continue. It is a mitzvah for every Jew to make peace between feuding parties. As the Mishnah states in Peah 1:1, this is the one who This is one of the deeds whose fruits I enjoy in this world, but the principle, there's a primary reward remains in the world to come, and to make peace between people. So, but just to remind ourselves, so don't be dragged into it, right? And if you see that you cannot make peace, just run away. And it could be between your relatives even. Okay, don't. I mean, you try, and then you just run away. Even if one side is clearly wrong, and deserving punishment for having initiated the dispute, and one has the power to bring the punishment upon this person, nevertheless he should do everything in his power to resolve the matter peacefully. Such is the way of Moshe, who strove to make peace with Dasan and Aviram, though he had the power to bring the punishment upon them, for they having brazenly opposed him. Thus, as the Torah relates, Moshe stood up and went to Dasan and Aviram. Bamidbar 15:25. To which the sages comment, from this we derive that one should not remain steadfast in the dispute. Sanhedrin 1:10a. So let's do this piece. Okay, so from the beginning we're going to explain. There are three separate ideas. So one idea. It is a mitzvah for every Jew to make peace between feuding parties. And the Mishnah states this is the one of the deeds whose fruits one enjoy in this world, and the principle, there is a primary reward, is left for the world to come. That's a Mishnah that we say in the morning. All of the men, at least. I guess everybody should say it in the morning because it's a part of the blessing. After the blessing on the Torah, there are three paragraphs. That one is from the Torah, one from the Mishnah, and one from the Talmud. Right. So this is one of them. Right. So the person who makes peace between people, he's going to get reward in this world for sure. I think respect from other people, that's the biggest one, right? And plus the principle is going to be in the world to come, which is good, right? So and the next piece is not so simple. So let's try to understand what it says here. Even one side is clearly wrong and deserving the punishment for having initiated the dispute, and one has the power to bring the punishment upon this person. So meaning he is wrong, the other party is wrong, and we can bring punishment maybe from the government. The government is not a good idea, right? Maybe from a Beis Din, maybe from somewhere, right? And one has the power to bring the punishment upon this person. Nevertheless, he should do everything in his power to resolve the matter peacefully. So of course I guess that the other side also knows that they're wrong. So, but if we try, so I think the idea here is that's my understanding, that they should do teshuvah. So they will see the way we treat them, and we understand they're wrong, and we're trying to make a peaceful gesture, and they should do teshuvah. Otherwise, it's absolutely like it's like if you let it go, it's like a lefty liberal, right? They even though they're wrong, they scream very loud, right? All of the nonsense, and like all of the people, they have to agree with them. Understand? So it's also not good. It's not good to let it go of everything. Okay. Such a way of Moshe, who strove to make peace with the son and Aviram. So basically, Moshe said that he told them to come to him, right? And they say, we're not going to go. No, they say, we're not going to go. And Moshe was a king. So if somebody says no to king, so the basic, it's without any court proceedings, we just kill him. That's it. It's very, very, very simple. And he had this right to kill them. And despite of that, what he do, right? Although he had power to bring the punishment upon them, as we said, for having brazenly opposed him, right? So that's right. He's a king. Thus the Torah relates, Moshe stood up and went to the son and Avraham. And despite of the fact that he was a king, he wanted to make peace so badly that he went to all of these two clowns. Of course, they did not. They refused. They mocked him, but the end was bitter. The end. To which the sages comment. From this, we derive that one should remain steadfast in dispute. Not remain steadfast in dispute. Meaning, if you can end it peacefully, end it peacefully. And always remember, if Hashem wants to bring the punishment, He's going to bring the punishment. He does not need your help. Just one virus, and a person is out. That's it. Okay. So continue. Because Moshe went to the tents of Dasan and Aviram to make peace, he merited to save 4 righteous individuals, right? On, Ben Peles, and Korach's 3 sons, from the suffering of Gehinnom. Okay, so this I'm not sure how is it on. I'm not sure what is the connection of Moshe to On. I'm not sure. I don't know. But Korach's son, yeah, he came to the Korach's house and tried to talk to him about peace. Of course, Korach made fun of him, but his children saw his Moshe's noble intentions. I'm not sure about On. What is the story? Okay, but Bezras Hashem, one day we're going to find out. Okay, stop here. Any questions on what we said? Okay, no problem. So we continue with chapter number 2. Quickly. So, and our topic is definition and support of poor, right? And we said that many people might qualify as the poor people, right? But okay, continue. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I kind of lost my bookmark. What page are we on today?
23 on top.
Thank you.
Okay, keeping extra money. One who left his city to raise a specific sum of money for his needs and then discovered that he had collected more than he intended is permitted to keep that money. Okay. Therefore, one who sends solicitation letters for a certain cause and then reach the goal is still allowed to keep any additional money that comes in afterwards. Of course, one must stop sending the additional letters asking for the help at this point. So, 1 second. Okay, so basically here you say somebody's raising money. Let's say some kind of for some kind of cause. Today it's like in olden days they would send letters. We would get like 5, 10, 15 letters. It's like unbelievable with all of the story. If you just open the letter, start reading the story, you would not have time to learn Torah, right? There's so many things going on. Today what they do all of these campaigns on internet, right? And they say, for example, we need to raise $30,000, $10,000 for this cost. So, right? So today it's very clearly when you're on the internet, right? So you see exactly how much they raise and how much is missing. So, for example, if you wanted to give to such a cause and they needed, let's say, $7,000, and you see there is a $7,050, so you would be like you would not contribute more. But in the previous days when it went through mail, right? So you don't know how much they collected, right? So the story is that person is allowed to keep the money, but stop sending letters, stop this campaign right away, because why? He collected enough, even more, but he can keep the rest. Why? Because when we send him money, it was actually I intended for this cause. So it's, if he has a little more, there is, I mean, I have no problem with that. Continue. A child, even though he has no money, may not receive tzedakah funds since he is supported by the parents. However, a child has a basic principal need. For example, learn in yeshiva versus secular school, summer camp or braces, and the parents cannot or will not pay for it, then he is considered an indigent for this particular need, and one may give tzedakah to pay for it. Okay, so it's very interesting thing. So let's do it again. We're going to explain. Child, even though he has no money, so all of the money that child has actually belongs to his father, right? May not receive tzedakah funds since he's supported by the parents. Basically, whatever he's going to get actually belongs to the parents, and like why he's collecting. So we're not supposed to give the children, but of course children do collect. Unfortunately, so many times. However, if child has a basic principal needs, so an example that he said that he wants to learn in yeshiva. Usually when there are people, when it's kids like that, when they, at least in the area where I live, right, when children wants to go to yeshiva and parents don't, or some of these greedy parents, they would pay for a private school, there is no problem. For a non-Jewish school, there is no problem. But for Jewish school, they have reservations. But if you offer them for free, some of them would agree, right? So that's what they do, right? They just find sponsors to offset the cost. Unfortunately, they take money from the government. What can you do, right? But that is what is going on, right? So today, I mean, the child is not going to go and back for the yeshiva cost. Usually, there are like some organization that would help him, and I was fortunate to help to be able to help few people. Of course, you have to organize this. You have to make phone calls. You have to organize the meetings, this and that. You have to organize the financial aid and stuff like that. But it's all doable. It's not like the child has to beg door to door. At least today. In olden days, I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, summer camp also. Okay, braces. Okay, continue. The parents cannot or will not pay for it. Okay, so for whatever reason, right? So then, then he is considered indigent. So this poor child, the child is supposed to be poor, right? Is considered indigent, and he can go door to door and say, I want to go to the camp, right? For a few weeks, and camp costs a lot of money. Cost a lot of money. I don't know why it costs so much, but whatever it does. Okay. Okay. So, and for example, parents cannot afford. Very simple. Okay. So one more time, and in particular needs, so he can ask for tzedakah for it. Next one. Make creditors take tzedakah money. Very interesting. Make creditors take tzedakah money. There is discipline on the poskim regarding situation where the money was collected for an individual who is poor and the creditors who wants the money. Right? It's very practical situation, and I know a few of them. Right? So they collected money, and these poor people. I mean, on one hand, I have pity for them, but on the other hand, like they blame the whole world in what's going on with them, and they try to avoid the creditors like the enemies. But these people, the creditors, they actually gave you money in time of the needs. Now you want to avoid and don't pay, don't pay at all. And that's what I was involved, and I did not know what to do, because this was a collectors. I mean, the collectors are private people who lend the money, right? So they want their money back, and they collected somebody collected a lot of tzedakah for these people, right? And then this collector came and said, I want part of it. Look, he owes me $3,000. Pay at least half of it. Like you have money. You understand? So it's not such an easy situation. So one more time, there's a dispute among, but this poor person wanted to dodge this collector like he's an enemy. Well, when he needed the money, he was your friend. Now he's your enemy. It's very interesting how people change. There is a dispute among the poskim regarding situation where the money was collected for an individual who is poor and has creditor who want the money. Right? Are they allowed to take it? Are they allowed to take it? Some of the opinions are that they may not, since we can assume that the money was given only to the individual support. Others, however, maintain that the creditor have a right for the money. So before we continue, let's try to understand. So when we were collecting this money for this poor person, so let's say somebody, this charity collector said that they have no food, right? So they need the money for food for a month's supply. Okay. So we collected money. When I gave my $10, let's say, I gave this $10 with intention they're going to buy milk and bread with this money. You understand? So now, if we go, and I did not mean if they tell me that it's going to go to a creditor, let's say to credit card, like to simple, right? Maybe I would not give this $10. Maybe not. For milk and bread, I would give, but for other things, maybe not. So that is first opinion, right? First opinion that this person, and needless to say, everybody, allowed to use this money as only as it was directed, right? So not like intended by the giver. So if giver said, I want this money to be used for food, so they're not allowed to use for other things, right? Like on our website Bezrat Hashem, so you have many campaigns, so you allowed to you can donate to wherever you want, but if you donate it, for example, for yeshiva, they're not allowed to use it for food, right? Or to buy clothing for the kids. That's it. So it's like they have to respect your wish. Your wish is a law in this case. Okay. Continue. Nevertheless, in the but others think other sides think. So maybe like if it's going to help him somehow, okay. Even though I gave for food, but for other reasons, okay. Maybe it's to alleviate his suffering, maybe. Nevertheless, in a situation when the money was given with the knowledge that the poor person is in debt, for example, it was made known that to the benefactor that the creditor were owed money, right? Everybody is of opinion that the creditors may take the money. So if it's very interesting addition, right? It's actually in parentheses. So it says if this people who gave the money, they knew that they're in big debt, right? So they need food and they big debt, and they know maybe the landlord is going to kick them out, this and that. So when they were given money, of course they meant for food, but they also understood that maybe part of this money is going to go to the rent or to other like credit cards or something. So in this case, yes, they like according to all of the opinions, they may use the money. They may take the money, the creditors. In any event, if money was given to indigent with the stipulation that it is not be used to pay off the bad debt, he would not be permitted to give the money to the creditors. Very simple, very straightforward. So whatever the benefactor, as they call this person, right, says, that's his wish. So meaning what? So he gave only with intention that it's being used for the food. He gave only with intention that it's going to be spent for school books for kids. That's it. So he's not interested in your kitchen renovation or something, right? Or in your new bicycle, right? So it's very straightforward. Any questions on what we said?
Okay.
Yes.
There's a question on the board.
Go ahead.
Says Shalom Kavod Rav. I guess this question is concerning to the first paragraph that Kavod Rav read, one that says keeping extra money.
Yes.
The question goes, Shalom Kavod Rav, if the goal is reached, is one obligated to announce it?
Yes. That's what we say. Absolutely. So he said they need $7,000 for some surgery, whatever, right? So that's it. They collect it. They have to announce. Well, what I said today, when it's done over the internet, so you see exactly there is a bar, like where's the goal and how much they reach. It's simple to see. But in olden days, like how do you know? Or somebody came over to you with a letter from rabbis that they actually did investigation, and they recommend for public to give tzedakah to that person. So, and it says exact amounts. So I mean, how do you know that? Like it's, let's say it says $7,000. Maybe he collected $7,000.05. Maybe it's like $7. How do I know? But they must tell me. They must tell me, absolutely. And stop collecting, of course, because it's a thievery 100%. Here, this person is a thief. Okay, it's a thief, meaning if I knew that he has enough, I would not give. That's the explanation. Okay. Any other questions before we continue? Okay, no problem. So continue. Next one. Avoiding taking tzedakah. I think we had this this question. Our rabbis teach us it's better not to have all the needs for Shabbos than to have it through the generosity of others. So on one hand, right, it says Hashem said, "Go and borrow, and for Shabbos and Yom Tov, I'm going to pay back." On one hand. On another hand, our sages say it's better. It doesn't say, but it's better make your Shabbos like a weekday, but do not take my money from tzedakah. Okay, so let's see. Therefore, even one who is permitted to accept tzedakah should do whatever is possible, avoid taking it. Right. So of course you're not allowed to make your family suffer. But if you can push off, right, or don't take this month, or take, I don't know, 75% of it, so do that. One who is allowed to take tzedakah, yet manages to get by without it, will not depart from this world until he is given means to support the impoverished. So that's what we said. So somebody asked the question. I think it was in this class. Maybe I think so, right? Somebody who is pushing off, and not taking tzedakah, even though he's allowed to take, he's not going to leave this world until he's in a position to support others. That's a big, huge reward. Continue. However, one who is in need of tzedakah and cannot live without it, but does not want to accept tzedakah because of the arrogance, right? He's arrogant, and feels that it's beneath his dignity, is of an aveira, transgression. Beneath him is a guilty of transgression. Meaning now he's arrogant, and let's say because he starved his family, now everybody's sick. Nobody, I don't know, he did not want to take money to pay his heating bill or something, right? Even though he was able to, right? In the winter, it's cold. You want to kill your family, right? You want to get cold yourself, so, and he did that. So that's actually Aveira. So there is a thin line, and everybody have to ask their own rabbi, and again, you can experiment on yourself, but not on others. You be holy, and others going to follow, but you be holy first. Okay, continue. Next one. Given to indigent who does not want to accept. I think somebody also asked this question. One who knows that a poor person who is in need, but too embarrassed to accept. So it's not he's arrogant, he's embarrassed, and there is a people that's so shy, and they you talk to them, and you see they're ready like to be swallowed by the ground from embarrassment. Of course, I mean we try to talk to them nicely and politely, with respect, with extra care, but you see still that they're very embarrassed. Okay, so they're very embarrassed to accept. Or ask for help, or accept or ask for help, should try to assist him in any possible way. One method would be to give tzedakah in a manner that he will not realize the receiving tzedakah. For example, one may invest for him and give to him a larger profit. One would even be permitted to tell him that the investment made money, even in fact it did not, provided the person will not find out the truth. Otherwise, he will realize that what is going on, and it will upset him. And it's actually the continuation another page. It's a suggestion from a Talmud. How give tzedakah in a respectable way, right? Respectable way. For example, you want to give to Talmid Chacham, so make him a partner in your business, right? How you make him partner? Don't ask him for money. Say, Mr. Talmid Chacham, I want to give you money. Let's say $5,000, $10,000, but I'm not going to give you money. It's your portion, and I'm going to invest for you in my business because I think my business is successful. So, and I'm going to invest. So that's your portion. That's your this is promissory note that you actually invested into my business $10,000, even though I gave you. It doesn't matter. So that's and we're going to be partners, right? So of course, this partner is sitting learning Torah, right? And you come to him at the end of the month and say, you know what, lucky you, lucky I, lucky us, we made a 20% return on this money. You did not make 20%. You made 3.5%. So you told him 20. So and he's happy, and you gave him his money. So it's the money that been earned with honor, right? It's not like tzedakah. Understand? So and we have to be clever, but of course, as he said, so make sure that he would never find out. If it's your if it's your business, your investment, nobody's going to find out. So for I don't know, whatever you do, you buy merchandise, you sell on Amazon, on the platform. I mean, nobody knows. You said I bought sewing machines. I sold like fishing rods. Whatever I sell, I mean, he does not know. He never going to check, and he would never going to find out. Right, but if it's easy to check, so don't do that. Or you're in real estate or something. Okay, so in all of these private businesses, it's very simple, like to tell them whatever you want, and it's not going to be a lie, even though it is not true. But that's you're doing the mitzvah, and otherwise this person is too embarrassed to accept money, and I know people like that. So you have to, me personally, have to sweat a lot, right? And to pursue them in a nice, very nice way that he actually given us a chance, the opportunity to invest this money in your holy family and stuff like that. So, and of course they take, all of them take, but it's not so simple, because again, they're very sensitive people. They're very embarrassed of their situation, and still God-fearing people. Okay, so but that's what we must do. Okay, continue. When a person refuses to seek help on his own, as a last resort, another person may present himself as an indigent in order to raise the necessary funds. This money is given to a poor person. One more time, we're going to explain. When a person refuses to seek help on his own, so he's not going to do it, as a last resort, another person may present himself as an indigent in order to raise the money funds. So he's not like he cannot. This friend of his that is trying to help, he cannot go and start to collect for somebody else. He's not like tzedakah collector. You have to be you have to have the special personality or something, right? But he's I'm collecting for myself, so I'm a poor person myself. So okay, so I mean they say as a last resort, of course we're trying to help another person. Of course, all the money has to go to him, and not to the not even partially to this collector. Because I don't know if you're aware of it, it's actually very, very good business, this fundraising. Very good business. And I have I used to pray in a shul where it was a certain individual, and he was working for some Israeli university, right? Fundraising. So he has actually lived very good life. I don't know how much percentage he would take, maybe, I don't know, 15, 20%, a lot. So it's actually a good way of living. Okay, just need to know how to talk and to whom to talk to, how present your case, and it's very profitable business. Okay, continue. But in this case, so we collect for that money. You cannot take anything because you said that you are indigent yourself. But in case of the tzedakah collector, so many people know unless this person say I'm collecting for my yeshiva. There's a Rosh Yeshiva went to the States to another country to collect for that yeshiva. That's you understand that all of this money are going to yeshiva. But if it's that some other people, of course they take percentage, and it's when you give the money to this organization, so you must understand not everything is going to reach the end point. Okay. Next one, K, punishment for misleading people. Here we go. Whoever does not truly require tzedakah, but misleads everyone into believing that he is poor and in need of money, will not leave the world until he is really in a need and has to turn for others to help. So like this clown that was collecting tzedakah using my name and Rabbi Reuven's name. Similarly, one who pretends that he has a physical blemish, for example, a limb, partially blind, etc., in order to receive tzedakah, will one day be punished in kind. So when he said that my daughter needs a surgery, or whatever surgery is, right? She needs a kidney transfer. Right, and he would collect $70,000. Guess what? He's not even married. What Dora? Guaranteed that he's going to have Dora one day. He's going to get married. He's not going to stay single all his life. And his daughter is going to need the transfer. And guess what? Insurance is not going to pay. I'm not sure if insurance always pay, not always pay, but his insurance is not going to pay. And now he would need to go and collect. Very interesting. So don't play with fire here, because Hashem, that's a promise. Two promises. One, who is misleading people is going to punish in the like, and one who is pushing off tzedakah, right, as much as he can. Of course, as we said, don't let, you're not allowed to let the family suffer. Okay, he's going to be in position to give tzedakah one day. Continue. Furthermore, one who has a physical blemish but pretends that it is worse in order to collect greater amount of tzedakah will one day be similarly punished. Right. So as one lady said, I have to go to this government office and to get some benefits. So she said, should I take a walker? She does not even need a walker. I mean, the elderly lady, I said, God forbid. Don't do this. I said, if they're going to, if Hashem decide that they're going to approve your program, whatever this benefit, they're going to approve your benefit without walker. But if you take the walker, you're going to call upon your head very bad things. You understand? So that's not a good idea. Okay. Any questions on what you said? Okay. Yes, go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
So, does this concept also apply to lying unnecessarily in any type of situation? Like someone that, let's say, he couldn't make it to work on time and he said a lie that something happened to his car, something like that. Does this apply to this type of situations?
Yes. I mean, we have to understand that Hashem is running the world. So, and somebody's late to work. So if you're going to, of course, we have to do our status. So if you know that to get to work it takes you 40 minutes, so take 20 minutes extra and leave 1 hour earlier. So, and even when you left 1 hour earlier, still you came 20 minutes late. So just say the way it was. Otherwise, these lights are going to turn bad. So don't do that. Okay. Anything else before we continue? Okay, no problem. So we continue with the next chapter, number 3. And now topic is who is obligated in the midst of tzedakah. So now we started who is allowed to take tzedakah. Now who is obligated to give tzedakah. A man. Any man who is the age of majority, 13 and 1 day, is obligated to mitzvah of tzedakah. That's it. Very simple. So that's why we train kids earlier. So because by the time he's 13 or she is 12, they already accepted mitzvah of tzedakah. All the kids has a little pushka. They put a few coins. So that's a good training. B, women. Once a woman has reached the age of majority, 12 and 1 day, she is obligated to mitzvah of tzedakah, the same as any other mitzvah, which is not bound by time. Okay, so as we learned in our class, halachas for women, right? Whatever is not bound by time, and of course there are some exceptions. There are some mitzvahs that are bound by time. Women obligated, for example, the laws of Shabbos. She is obligated, the Pesach and others. Okay. So now we're going to a single woman. A woman who is single, widowed, divorced, etc., has complete ownership of any money which she earns. Therefore, she follows the same guidelines given tzedakah as a man. Single again, single meaning widowed, divorced, or single. So she's in charge of all of the money if she's 12 years old, 12 years and 1 day. B, married woman. A husband has an obligation to completely support his wife. Mizoines, right? A working wife has a right to keep her earnings, maseh yadayim, provided that she releases her husband from obligation to provide mizoines. In the event that the wife chooses not to seek independent employment, or even if she does, but no quid pro quo arrangement was made vis-a-vis mizoines maseh yedecha, all earnings then belongs to the husband. That being the case, the one would not be permitted to accept the sizable donation from a woman, since technically it is not her money. However, one would be permitted to accept small donation, davar muat, from a woman, since it is understood that her husband would not object. Okay, so let's, before we continue, let's do this paragraph again, and we're going to explain. So now we're talking about married woman, and when the couple get married, husband writes in Ksuba that he is obligated 3 things, and one of those is mizoines, meaning to provide for her sustenance. So meaning whatever money she makes, right, actually belongs to her husband, unless they did a prior arrangement, or they did correction to Ksuba, meaning what? So she said, I release him from obligation of mizoines, meaning that she's working. Okay. Usually it is decided beforehand, but it could be adjusted during the marriage. So one more time, a husband has obligation to completely support his wife. Okay, we said that. A working wife has the right to keep her earnings, provided, maseh yadayim, right, provided that she releases her husband from obligation to provide mizoines. So they signed a contract that she said, you're not obligated to support me, I'm going to support myself. And now in this case, she can keep the money. She does not have to give the money to the husband. Okay. And if it's her money, she is allowed to give tzedakah. If husband if they did not have this arrangement, even though she makes much more money than he, it does not make any difference. Does not make, so he can be in kollel and she can be like, I don't know, some kind of professional, makes, I don't know, $100,000, and he makes, I don't know, a fraction of it, right? So it's all still his money. So they need to make this arrangement if she wants to give tzedakah, and for other things as well. So she's not allowed to spend extra money unless he gives her like explicit permission. Okay, continue. In event the wife chooses not to seek independent employment, okay, so she's not going to be or even if she does, but there is no previous arrangement, as we said, right? So if she's not working, or there is no previous arrangement that she can keep the money, all earnings then belongs to the husband, as we said, very clear. Even if she makes 3 times more or 7 times more than he, does not make any difference. That being the case, one would not be permitted to accept tzedakah, sizable tzedakah donation from a woman, sizable donation from the woman, right? Since technically it's not your money. So let's say this tzedakah collector came in the middle of the day, in the morning. The husband is at work, so and she brings him a check, or not check, cash, like $200. So he's not allowed to take this money unless it's they live in a mansion, very, very rich apartment or something, right? He's not allowed. It's a lot of money, right? Why is that? Maybe maybe her husband would not approve, right? So it's 100% stealing on her side. Maybe she decided to avenge herself or something, right? Spend this money, but this guy, this tzedakah collector, is going to be the one who's benefiting from the theft. And one prohibition that we have: we're not allowed to buy from a thief. And for example, that Rambam gives you're not allowed to buy things from a thief that is likely to be stolen. And Rambam gives amazing example. He said you're not allowed to buy from shepherd milk and wool if he sells it if he passes this the herds in next to the towns, right? Why? Because he's not allowed to take somebody's milk. He's not allowed to cut somebody's wool, right? It's stolen. It's most likely stolen. It belongs to the owners, or to buy baby goats or something. So of course it belongs to the owners. Not allowed. But he said, for example, if he's somewhere in the desert, so you're allowed to buy from the shepherd cheese, or you're allowed to buy from the milk. Why? Because most likely, right? So he went to this pasture, like it's 3 weeks walk, or two weeks walk somewhere in the mountains. So for sure, this the owner is like, he said, okay, keep the wool, keep this, keep the milk, keep the cheese. I do not care. I mean, then you can buy. But otherwise, if you have a suspicion that it is stolen, we're not allowed to buy. We're not allowed. It's actually a sin for a person to buy from a thief. So in this case, this tzedakah collector would not be allowed to take. It's like taking something stolen. Okay. But however, one would be permitted to accept small donation, right? Something like, according to everybody's. Actually, I apologize. We're going to explain what is a small donation. Of course, it depends on people. So for some people, it's a lot of money. So for some other people, it's a pocket change, right? For a woman. So the small donation from a woman, since it is understood that your husband would not object. So of course maybe he's greedy, but not that greedy. If she gives $1 or something, so there is no problem, you can take. Okay, Any questions before we continue? Somebody have? Okay. So next one is davar muat, minimal amount. Let's see. Okay, davar muat, minimal amount. There is no specific amount qualifying what small donation is. It would depend on the wealth of each individual. So if you go to the rich neighborhood, they give you $10, there is nothing, right? But if you go to the poor neighborhood and they give you $10, it's a lot. Number 2, exception to the minimal amount limitations, right? Consent. If woman says that her husband allows her to give large donation, one may accept any amount she gives. Okay. So, I mean, we're not obligated to go and investigate that husband agreed or not. So if she said explicitly, yes, my husband, actually, he said that I can distribute this money, and that's your portion. Here we go. Okay, no problem. You can take. Second one is a working woman. A woman who goes out of her way to work in order to help support her husband, besides being highly praised, would be allowed to give large donation to tzedakah, and it would be permitted to accept them. The reason is that we can assume that the husband would not mind her giving the amount she wants, since she is the one earning the money. To avoid the potential conflict, it is advisable that the husband and the wife discuss how much and whom tzedakah should be given. So let's read it one more time, because I mean, he made it sound simple. It's not so simple. So just because he's learning Torah does not mean that he's a big tzaddik. Like automatically he should be, but does not mean that women have a heart like a very merciful heart, and she wants to help everybody. And he's more on a practical way, on a practical side. So he wants to, I don't know, to buy an apartment, right? Not to help everybody. Okay, so let's see. The working woman, a woman who goes out of her way to work in order to help support her husband. So he's learning, let's say. So she's making all of the money. Again, we said unless there is a special arrangement, so we cannot just assume things, right? Just because she's making the money, again, all of the money belongs to him unless it is discussed. Besides being highly praised, meaning for this woman, would be allowed to give large donation of tzedakah, and it would be permitted to accept them, right? So how do we know that she's working woman? I don't know, but I guess we do know. Right, and it is allowed to accept this money. The reason is that we can assume that the husband would not mind her giving the amount she wants, right? So meaning, like, I guess we can only assume, right? Since she's one earning the money. But again, I'm not sure. Explanation. For me, I mean, most likely he would not contest, but maybe no. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. To avoid the potential conflict, it is advisable that the husband and the wife discuss how much and to whom tzedakah should be given. So meaning, again, it's his right, right? Of course, if you're going to press who is right and who is wrong, it's actually his money, even though she's working overtime and to feed him and the family. So let's not go that direction. But they have to sit and talk and decide whom and how much to give. Okay, so it cannot be in expense of the family for sure. Continue. Woman who runs the household. In many homes, the woman runs the household and does all of the buying and spending. Despite the husband earning the money, the wife has a free reign regarding the money distribution. According to many poskim, such a woman would be allowed to give large donation. One would be permitted to accept it. So if she's in charge, so I don't know, let's say he making a good living, right? And she's in charge of all of the spending. basically like he's not going to check. So he trusts her with all these expenses. So in this case, they say she would be allowed to give a large donation. Very interesting. Okay, maybe she saved in something else and she wants to give more tzedakah. No problem. Other poskim maintain that even though a woman may have a free reign concerning the household expenses, that does not necessarily mean the husband would want her to give large donation of tzedakah to prevent any problems. Husband and wife should agree among themselves how much and to whom the tzedakah should be given. So it's second opinion said no, just because just because he trusts you in all of the expenses does not mean that he wants to spend this money on tzedakah. Yeah, he wants good food, he wants to clean apartment, he wants to all of the nice shorts, this and that. But to give away money, maybe he's not so agreeable, which makes sense. I quickly check time. 1 second. Oh. No, we're not going to finish. Time flies very fast. Okay, so let's stop here with Rosh Hashem, and we're going to continue with the same topic. It's very long. Any questions on what we said? I did not say. Yes, go
ahead. There's a question on the board. Says Shalom Kavod Harav. If a wife gives tzedakah in front of her husband without getting explicit permission, and the husband did not object it for the sake of shalom bayit, is this tzedakah considered stealing?
Is it, from the person who accept the tzedakah, I don't think so, no. Because he saw it, and of course, maybe he was quite out of the embarrassment. He did not want to get embarrassed and argue in front of his wife, right? With his wife in front of this guy about the tzedakah. That's a separate story. No, but if it's in front of him, so most likely, so like if we take this tzedakah, let's say the charity collector, we assume that they were like, I see her opening the person and giving the money, so I understood there was agreement. Like I don't have to suspect that she's trying like do like without his permission. I don't think so. No, we are allowed to accept it. If she's a thief, if she did something without his agreement, that's a different story between them. But we as a charity collector, we can accept the money. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So in this point that it says exceptions to the minimal amount limitation, the part that says consent, if a woman says that her husband allows her to give a large donation, one may accept any amount she gives.
Yes.
So is it problematic if she said like it was okay to give the donation when actually the husband did not agree because she just wanted to give the tzedakah so bad that she had kind of to lie? Would this be considered like stealing money, stolen money?
On her side, yes, but there are three parties involved, right? Husband, wife, and collector. So from the collector point of view, there is no problem. So we all of these halachas we look at them from collector's point of view. Can I take it or not? You understand? So yeah, from his there is no problem. She said, my husband allowed me to give, he wants me to distribute money and he's your portion. That's it. Okay. So how does he know? That's what she said. Is she allowed to do that if husband is not agree? Absolutely not. That's a theft, as you said, yes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, I think I don't remember. Maybe Hilchas issued. So she's going to get malchus, meaning the lashes for rebellious conduct, because with other people you're allowed to take them to court, right? You're allowed to take them to court and to take your money, but you're not. He's not going to take to court his wife, right? Who is going to pay for it? Him. He's responsible. No, I apologize. He's not responsible. He's not responsible. He's not responsible for his wife. Otherwise, the Rambam explains. Otherwise, the wife would do all of these tricks just to make the husband poor. And same with slaves. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay.
So there are questions on the board. One was put in the board before the class, and we have a few from WhatsApp.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do the WhatsApp. I think they were like from yesterday. I did not see. I mean, did not read, but I saw them.
Okay. So it goes. Shalom, Rabbi. Number one, Jewish. The topic: Jewish men covering their head.
Men.
First question.
Jewish man covering his head, right? Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So the question goes: is it true that men did not cover their head with a kippah in the Second Temple period?
I think God-fearing people always cover their head. Always, absolutely always. Was it mandatory to cover head? I'm not sure. That one, I know at one point it was not mandatory, but God-fearing people always, in all of the cultures, always cover their heads. So, but even today, is it obligation? It's not obligation, right? It's not. It became our custom to cover our heads. So, and our rabbis in the last generation said no, it's actually became obligation because you have to show who you actually have to show your side that you actually belong to Jewish people, not to others. You understand? So it's not it's no longer a preference. But a person can man, we're talking about man, can cover his head with any kind of covering, any hat, like baseball hat, different hats, whatever, straw hat.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So the next question our friend made says, what is the Torah or other reference for men covering their head? Okay, so yes. Okay.
Okay, so there is we said it's only like tradition. For some people it's obligation. For example, Kohanim, who were sorted in the temple, it was an obligation, one of the 4 garments that regular Kohen would wear, and 8 garments for a Kohen Gadol. This was a requirement. For other people, it was not such a requirement. But we see there are many stories from a Talmud. When I don't remember who was it, one of the sages from the Talmud. So his mother came to a prophet and asked, when she was pregnant, what is going to be with my son? And he said, he's going to be actually a thief. She got very scared, and she obligated herself, make a neder, that her son always going to have his head covered from the birth. Of course, you're not obligated for the baby. From the birth, he never had his head uncovered. Maybe when he was taking shower, taking bath, but otherwise always head covered, right? And she would take him to the base medrash when he was little, and he would sleep there, just listen to the sages talking. And he actually grew up as a big rabbi, and he was telling the story how his mother, like she was very strict with him not to have his head uncovered. Right. So this keeper is another name is Yermolka. Yarei Malka. Yermolka is all of the words together, right? Yarei Malka. So somebody is who has a Yarei Shamayim. That's a representation. Okay, what else?
Rabbi, the next question says, why do men cover their head with their talit? Is it biblical or rabbinic?
It's neither one. So it's for concentration. So it says that spiritually in like Kabbalistically, it's good to have double cover, not only one, to double cover. That's the reason when many Orthodox people they wear hats, right? Big black hats. Why? It's like a second covering. And for example, he's in the house, so he would not wear his hat in the house. But if he needs to make a blessings, he would wear the hat. He needs to say Birchas Hamazon, he would make or learn Torah. They would wear hats. Not always, but most of the time. So double cover. It's Kabbalistic, right? And many people when they pray, not even he would come to the shul with a hat, but when they pray, they actually take the hat off and put the talis on, so it's like a second covering. Is it obligatory? No, it's not obligatory. So, but plus concentration. So if you talis like this, you don't see what is on the left or what is on the right. Is less distraction. So also practical explanation.
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
The next question says, the Holy Temple. What is the spiritual significance of the three things in the holy place? Meaning a table of incense, the showbread, and the menorah.
It's what is significant. There is no short answer, so we have to take a look at Ramban, how he describes, or even there is beautiful books that ArtScroll published, like with such amazing pictures about the temple, how the things looked and in its color, and there you have an explanation, right? Simple explanation. This golden altar, right? This special significance of this frankincense, right? So that they would be born on a golden altar, and all of these things were. It's actually in accord. It was in a temple. So there is a temple. There is two things. One is a temple, and one is temple courtyard, and one is Holy of Holies. So Holy of Holies were separated by from the temple, like this that was surrounded by the wall, right? And then it was surrounded by the courtyard, surrounded by the courtyard. So all of these three things, they actually were in this private enclosed area when only Kohanim were allowed to go, right? And I think only Kohen Gadol would light the menorah. At least no, actually everybody could light, but Kohen Gadol had a preference, like precedence, which jobs he's going to do in a temple. Others would draw lots and then see who is assigned to what job, right? But special significance, it's we need to look. It's a long explanation, but it's very, very interesting. Yes. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next question on the board I guess we're done with the WhatsApp question. Yes, we're done with those. So the next question on the board meeting, the first one says, Shalom Kavod Harav, what happens if a woman is scheduled to go to the mikveh for her conversion, but ends up becoming nida? Do they have to reschedule the conversion?
So that's a very good question. It's a very good question. Is she she's not allowed to go to mikveh when she's nida. So what? Tell her what people do, what women do. So in order not to be nida on your wedding day. So I mean. Same as a conversion day. So they're actually allowed to take some birth control pills to direct the period. So it would be not would come on this specific week. So that's what it is. Because practically speaking, when they getting married, so a couple getting married. So unless they together, physically together, intimately together, there is a problem. They're not completely married. You understand? So they're not allowed to stay in one house if she's nida. So in order to avoid that, of course, like maybe she's going to be pure in the next day, 2 days after, like but like practically we understand that women are nervous, and it's not like they desire, or according to regular calculation, it was a different date, totally different date, but because of their stress, it's very possible. That's why many rabbis would allow to take this. To these pills. I'm not sure like how long in advance they do. Maybe 1 month, maybe 3. I don't know. 2 months. I don't want to say because I don't exactly remember. But yeah, that was something that they're allowed to do. Especially, for example, if they have to go like far away. I mean, based in you can reschedule. I think if you give them like advance notice, you can reschedule. But what if she start bleeding like in the morning, like of the day of, like what she's going to do? Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question says, Shalom Kavod Harav, if a person is born in Adar the 2nd in a leap year, but when he is about to reach Bar Mitzvah, the year is not a leap year. What is the date he will turn adult?
Same day in Adar. So let's say that that person was born on the 15th of Adar, let's say, right? Adar base, second one. So he's going to be adult in other like in the first Adar on the 15th. Yeah, there is it's very straightforward. This interesting question the Shulchan Aruch, Kitzur Shulchan Aruch discussed when there were two boys, and one was born in one was born in Adar 1, one was born in Adar 2, right? Well, one was born on let's say the first one on the 15th and of Adar 1, and second was born on the 7th of Adar 2, right? So like when in a year when there were 2 Adars, and then the next like when they bar mitzvah, so let's say that year only 1 Adar, so the one who is younger is going to celebrate bar mitzvah before the one who is older, because we go by days. That's I mean, of course I simplify things, but people get very excited from this explanation. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the second question, the next question, sorry. Says, Shalom Kavod Harav, if the husband gives tzedakah and only after he gives the tzedakah, he tells to his wife, oh sorry, okay, if the husband gives tzedakah and only after he gives the tzedakah, he tells to his wife, and she doesn't have any questioning at all, because she trusts in the criteria of her husband, could these perhaps cause shalom bayit issues at some point? And should they always take these decisions together?
That's a very good question. So it's something like this. The question is in it's not like a halacha, but it's very, very recommended. It's like so much recommended. It's more than halacha because of the things like some people they like free spenders. They like to be liked, right? And I know people like that. And if you ask them like publicly for money or like press them a little, they would give. They would feel bad after that. And that's not what family wants, right? Family, let's say they save money for, I don't know, for down payment for a new apartment. They crammed into like, I don't know, one bedroom, like in olden days where I grew up. So of course I did not grow up in this environment, but my mother's like everybody like three family in one room. And they would put the curtains and they separate from each other. That's how people live. You understand? So let's say like all three generations, right? So and then they want to save for a new apartment. Let's say for down payment. And now this holy tzaddik husband gave some tzedakah, so she would be very upset. So he has no right to do that, even though his money, he work for that, does not make any difference, because she's the one because in whose merit he was given the money. So the money was parnosa actually given, as also just explained, in the honor of in the merit of the wife. The more she's meritorious, the more he's going to get the money. So he cannot just be like free spender and spend like the way he wants. He has to consult her. So 10%, even it's 10% that they must give, they can discuss. He cannot just do whatever he wants, even though he's not obligated to ask her, right? Halachically not, but he better to. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
The next question says, when a person in their conversion process is deciding their new Jewish name, should this person remove their previous name, since this person never was an idolater, and the previous name is also a Jewish name?
Oh, it's very interesting. I mean, the person is not obligated to change his or her name. For example, he was David. For example, he can stay the David. I don't know. It's up to him, but it's recommended to take a new name, meaning that that person becomes a new person. So that person, this David, can take a second name, right, and become David Yitzchak, David Shlomo or something. You understand? So it's not obligatory to change the name, but very recommended like to add the name if it's already a Jewish name.
Well,
yes, go ahead.
So in regards to this, doesn't the second name come with like an additional tikkun?
Yes. No. It's that person becomes a new person. Period. So that doesn't matter. But name like marks him as a new person. So people call him different or call her differently. That's the thing. It's a different person. So when the names stay exactly the same, it's not exactly like you don't see the change. Or for example, in different cultures they spell the name differently. For example, one of the guys that is helping us, So he's a Muslim, and his name, like he was born in a Muslim family. He's in process of converting to Judaism. So his name is Isaac. It's Issak. You understand? So I mean the spelling. So he would change to Yitzchak, the Jewish spelling. You understand? So that would be proper. So it's not exactly different name, but different spelling, different Isaac, or I don't know how he's pronounced his name, but like not Yitzchak, not like that. Okay, you're welcome.
So it's recommendable for this person to get this name as like a second name or a name, like a first name before the original one?
Yes. Yeah. If they want to keep the name, if they want to change the name completely, they can. Nobody is stopping them. Whatever they want. Because that person that name was given from by their parents. And we do not know like who they intend to when they give them the name, like a name after. We don't know. Maybe some rock star or something. I don't know.
No, I
so
mean
there is David and David. There is David Hamelach and David. I don't know, the rock star or movie star. I don't know.
No, I mean the order of the names. Let's say my name is Daniel and I want to convert and I want to acquire, I don't know, Abraham as a second name. Would it make any difference if my name would be Abraham Daniel instead of Daniel Abraham?
No. Well, any order that you want. It's a new name, so any order you want.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next question is
Okay, go ahead. Please go ahead.
Could Kavod Rav please teach us how to fight with laziness and wake up early in the mornings?
The best way that works, the best way thing that will help me to stop whatever I stop. I'm going to tell you a story about myself. So because our sages say everybody understand punishment. Everybody understand some loss of the money, right? So that's the best way. So I wanted to stop some bad character trait. It was not worse, but I need like big boost. Like maybe it was many years ago. So I had this shul not too far from me, and they like not, I don't know, this Chabad rabbi. So basically he's into the party. The best is Hanukkah party and Purim party. All other days of the year, not so much about Judaism. Like about eating together and praying together. I don't know. So, but not to teach people about Judaism. Right, but party is like unbelievable with gifts, with children. It's like whole shul, and I said to myself, I went to the shul and I said, I want like pushka from your shul. I said, absolutely, like you're going to collect us money, right? And I put this pushka on my nightstand, and I said, if you're going to do this, you're going to donate money for this Hanukkah party. That's for me, it's a bigger punishment. You understand? To be sponsor of this event, because people come, people intermingle, like whatever they do, people eat without blessing and live without blessing, and come there immodest, and nobody changes for all of the years. Okay, all of this garbage, right? And people send their children to public school. He never ever say anything about this, never ever say about Shabbos, and actually he's this clown is actually one of the people that we stopped inviting guests in our house because you just fill this holy vessel with this vessel with some holiness. You send them back. This couple, this guy, he comes to this clown, to other clowns, and they just knock all the whole the whole vessel, and the people go back. People go back like too easily from these clowns. You understand? So we just stop. We just stop with the guests because we saw it's a waste of time. And right, so I said, okay, if you're going to do it again, so you're going to pay for the Hanukkah party. That's what you want. So I scared myself very much, and I slept twice, and after that I did not sleep. So and then of course I made. So I was allowed to upgrade the tzedakah and send to proper Torah institution, but it's actually worked very best for me, very good for me. So it may make it sizable punishment for yourself, or whatever is it. And pretend that it's going to give to Hamas, let's say. If you're going to like oversleep 5 minutes, you're going to give to Hamas, to rockets. No, I mean, don't do that. That's too much, but that's extreme. But meaning to some not a good cause. That you would feel like sorry, so you would lose your sleep for the next 5 days if you're going to help this cause. Even $1. Forget about like large dollar. I said to myself $100. So it's a lot of money for me. Right, twice, and I stopped. So that's what you do. You give yourself punishment, and everybody understands the laws of money. Very good. Personal story.
Thank you very much for that. That was nice.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, so the next question says. So our friend says absolutely amazing. Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
The next question goes, Shalom Kodalav. Thank you for the shiur. Question: would it be foolish to retain one's old surname and just add Ben as a prefix, or would that be worse?
Are you talking about names? I didn't get it.
Yeah, but surname and adding Ben as a prefix.
Oh. Sorry, it's a surname Ben. So it's Ben David. No, but it's not. It's not true. So Ben meaning son. It means son of. So for example, if he's person is I don't know, person name is David, and his son is Ben David. So meaning that it's like a son of David. But if his name is David, so how he's Ben David? It's confusing. Yeah. Okay. Ben meaning son of.
No, I guess our friend means with surname, meaning like retaining the old surname, but adding Ben before the
surname. What is it? Surname is a last name or the first name?
I guess surname is the last name.
Last name is irrelevant in Judaism. It means exactly nothing. So last name, it could be any name. You're not obligated to change the last name. What we care about only the first name. Last name is invention of the non-Jews, actually, if you know. It has nothing to do with Judaism. Of course, the Jews had to take the names because this government forced us to take some last names, and we were taking the last names from Yiddish, from Morocco, from Arab countries. So if you hear the last names of people from Sephardi country, they of course they know that it's actually a Jewish name, but they sound exactly last names. They last name exactly like what is it from from the Persia or from Iran, from wherever they are. You understand? You take the people from Poland, from Ukraine, from Russia, so the last name sounds like Russian names. Of course, they know that it means this and that. I mean, it's a Jewish name, but it does not mean anything. So we care about only first name. Last name, if person wants to change, he can change. She can change if they want to, but it's different story.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Plus, I guess wouldn't it be like somewhat like redundant? Because in English, I believe, let's say someone's surname is Johnson, that means that he's son of John will be like the same meaning as Ben something. So it will be like
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question goes, Shalom Kavod Harav. Given tzitzit is not a time-bound mitzvah,
mm-hmm.
why don't women wear tzitzit?
No, it's actually time-bound mitzvah. It's a machlok. It's not so simple, because it says that in a Shema, the third paragraph, when we talk about tzitzis, so we talk about that you have to see it. So you're going to see and you remember, and I have to remind you, not always we have electricity. You understand? So at night you cannot see it. So according to most of the authorities, you're not obligated to wear tzitzis at night, right? And that is why, that is a very interesting reason why you're not obligated to put tzitzis on your blanket, right? Otherwise, a blanket is something like that you cover with, right? And it's 4 corners. So if you would use the blanket during the day as well, so according to some opinions, it's you would be obligated to put tzitzis there also. You understand? But since the blanket is clothing or covering that you use only at night, so you're not obligated to put tzitzis. Okay, but according to another opinion, and nobody would allow you to say blessing on the tzitzis at night. For example, if you decide to wear it, it's like after the nightfall and even after the sundown, right? So you decide to put the tzitzis, right? So you're not going to say the blessing. For example, person, I don't know, he forgot to put tzitzis in the morning. He came home after work, this and that, after he ate, took shower, all of these things. But by the time he wants to put tzitzis, it's already too late. He can put it, but without blessing. You understand? So blessing only in the morning. So it is a time-bound mitzvah, yes. And the reason, just to finish the topic, and the reason why we sleep in tzitzis, it's not because of that. The reason why we sleep the tzitzis, first of all, it's like armor, like protection from all of the bad things in the world. But it's not that. The practical reason it applies mostly in the summer. So summer when the sun is up and you still sleep. Let's say some sunrise, like the time for tzitzis was at 4:30. Let's say in the morning. Let's say, right, and you're not going to get up until 6. Let's say, right. So all of these minutes that you were in tzitzis while sleeping, it's counted as a mitzvah. And it's very good, freebies, right? You go into Shemaim and you have this perfect mitzvah, like many. Of course, they're not big achievements, but still, for every minute, like over the years, they collected a lot of mitzvahs. So that's why smart people actually sleep in tzitzis. And once you get used to it during the summer, you do the same in the winter. Doesn't matter. You're welcome.
Okay, our friend says, Baruch Hashem, thank you, Kavod Harav. Thank you so much, Kavod Harav. So, I have a question. regarding the additional soul on Shabbos. So does this additional soul also come down to those in the process of conversion?
No, it does not. And Lord Michtav Meliyahu Rabbi Dessler Zatzal, so about the Jews, and it says, what if the person does not feel like it's like that new soul is coming into him? And you know what he said? It's like one of the scariest things that I ever read in my life. You know what it means? That soul does not come down. For some people, it does not. That's why they don't feel. Right? Because they do not deserve. They not. There is no for this place to be. You understand? For something like if you want to invite somebody as a guest, right? So you have to prepare a room, or at least couch or something like the folding bed, something for that person to sleep, right? If you did not prepare the room, the person comes and say, okay, there's no more room for me to sleep. You want to sleep outside of your apartment and on a bench, so I better go to somewhere else. So that's my personal explanation to what Rabbi Dessler Zatzal said. So soul comes and person is not ready. There is no holiness, so it just goes back. So he said, and if you don't feel, guess what? Because it did not come down, which is very scary. Right? And one of the saddest things that clowns say, no, you have to eat more. You have to eat more because you have a second soul, and right on Shabbos, and everybody giggles this and that. And to all of the clowns, we always say, that this soul, it's a spiritual soul, that it does not get the nourishment from a physical food, right? It gets nourishment from only from Torah, from holy things. So opposite is true, right? When person eats a lot, for example, and heavy food. Me personally, I never. Everybody like cholent. Maybe I always like a little cholent, but I never eat it. Never. It's such a heavy food. Like if you eat on the Shabbos day, you're going to fall asleep. You're not going to be able to learn Torah. You understand? So we also eat like something hot. We eat soup, something like light. So like I don't want to fall asleep. I don't sleep enough during the week. So if I eat something heavy on Shabbos day, I'm going to fall asleep. I don't sleep. It's a given, right? And the second soul can actually help you to understand the deeper things that you could never understand during the weekdays, right? Because it's pure holiness. So take advantage when you have a guest like that. So don't let it go, right? Don't eat salad together or fish together. Try to learn Torah together and see how this all is going to affect you, help you. That's the goal. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. What else?
So we have another question on the board. It says, related question. I read that Rabbi Ovadia Yosef Zatzal poskim that Mizrahi Jews are not obligated to observe Rabbeinu Gershom's ban on polygamy, and specifically in cases where a woman is refusing to allow her husband to divorce, the husband is permitted to take on a second wife. In such extremely rare circumstances, would the husband not be obligated to ostracize his first wife, since technically he had reached the point of divorce with her in his mind? Would she not be forbidden to him? Of course, this whole question is all assuming the information I read about Rabbi Ovadia Yosef ruling is credible. Just to clarify.
I apologize. Could you read it again? I apologize. We're going to split it in parts. Go ahead.
Yes.
I'm going to stop you because there are a few things that I want to discuss. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. So it starts. I read Rabbi Ovadia Yosef Zatzal poskim that Mizrahi Jews are not obligated to observe Rabbeinu Gershom's ban on polygamy.
Okay. So it was just to explain to everybody. Rabbeinu Gershom Zatzal was about 1,000 years ago, plus minus, right? So, not minus. I apologize. More than 1,000 years ago. So his ban actually expired not too long ago, right? Not to have two wives. But one of the reasons not to have two wives was actually because of this country. So because it was he was living in Christian countries, they did not like that the Jews have more than one wife. So today, how it can be allowed because if the governments are against it? You understand? So all of the local governments in Israel or wherever they live, they're against it unless they live in some Arab countries. And the way I understand that Rabbi Ovadia Zatzal was actually fighting against Yibum, right? What is Yibum? Yibum when one person dies childless, right? He did not have any children from this marriage, from previous marriage, period, no children, right? And his brother actually has to marry his wife, the deceased wife, and it could be that he has his own wife, and if she allowed, so he can marry this wife. So Yemenite Jews and others, like when they came to Israel, they were actually practicing. So all others stopped it all, but a long time ago. And I would say just from a long time, from Ashkenaz, a long time ago, they say why did they stop? Because of the impure intention. So the Torah says that if this brother be with a wife of the deceased, so the soul is going to come, the soul of the soul of the deceased husband, or I don't remember, or some soul that is connected to the husband. So even though this boy, if it's going to be a boy, so if this boy is 100% is from the brother, 100%, but he's spiritually connected to the deceased, 100%, right? So he's going to inherit everything from the deceased father. Even though, like, biologically he's not his boy, but spiritually he is. So in order to achieve this effect, right, to this spiritual miracle, right, you have to be pure-minded person. And I would say just explain, and back then, 1,000 years ago, we're not so pure-minded, and they would want to be with his brother's wife, but not for such a holy reasons. Understand? So that they say anyway, because if you have a different intention, not such a holy intention, the soul is not to come down. Understand? As the Torah says. So it's going to be a different child. It could be child, but there is no such a miracle. So that they just stop. But these Yemenites, pure Jews, they actually they did not abide by Shulchan Aruch. Just so we know, they were going by Rambam. Until now, they're going by Rambam, and Rambam not always Shulchan Aruch not always agrees to the Rambam, and Rambam to Shulchan Aruch, like in many places. Let's put that way, right? And what? So he was fighting actually, and he was the one who stopped it. I'm not sure if they doing like in secret, but he stopped it, and he stopped many things. So the things that he would allow polygamy does not sound very good, but maybe to bring the point and do the second step, as we're going to hear now, I understand. So he would not allow, but use since maybe we can go like this. Maybe okay. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Let's continue.
Okay, so we're going to consider Gershom's ban on polygamy, and specifically in cases where a woman is refusing to allow her husband to divorce, the husband is permitted to take on a second wife. Okay,
so it's not okay. So a husband is not obligated to get agreement from the wife, right? If he can take you to court, If she does not want to come, she does not want to come. So she's not, actually the wife needs the divorce, not husband. So technically he can have a second wife, right? Technically. So if she does not want, but she's not allowed to marry. So he's allowed to marry, even though it's not proper. But she's not allowed to marry. The problem is with her. So I'm not sure why would she refuse. What she's gaining. Okay. So they basically go to the Beis Din, and Beis Din decides because. I think it's also one of the enactment of Rabbeinu Gershom or somebody else. I think it was him. So the sages made very difficult for the husband to divorce his wife. No, not very, but much more difficult. It should be like good reasons. I think it was before him, but okay. He would find the good reason, because in the Torah it says, so if he does not like her, she has this nose, she's smelly, she burned his soup, she burned his chicken. Okay, so he said, okay, you're out, you go to your mother's house. That's it. And it was enough reason for divorce if he does not like her. But sages said, no, it must be substantial. But today, substantial, Rambam said, if she goes to the marketplace, meaning outside, without head covering, she's out. She's out because why? She said that she's going when there is a marriage, right? It says clearly that she's going to abide. So this marriage is according to the law that Moshe Rabbeinu brought us from Mount Sinai, and Moshe Rabbeinu brought us laws from Mount Sinai that a woman, married woman, must cover her hair. So she's not fulfilling her part. So she's out. You understand? So they just annul the marriage, but she from his side. But she must get a divorce. She cannot remarry without divorce, without this get. He can, but she cannot. Okay, so what else? What else it says there?
So, the husband is permitted to take on a second wife in such extremely rare circumstances. Would the husband not be obligated to ostracize his first wife?
I'm not sure if he would be able to ostracize. I mean, he's not allowed to ostracize because he's involved party in this case, right? So it's only the court's decision. But court, I mean, court, Beis Din. Are they going to do it? I don't know. But it's as I said, it's in her interest to get a divorce, not his.
So, yeah, the remaining part is like putting the whole question in context. It says, since technically he had reached the point of divorce with her in his mind, would she not be forbidden to him?
Yes. That's a good point. Yes. I don't remember what was the punishment, but it was actually. It's this category was one in the list of the punishment. Maybe the person who does not have a place in the world to come. I don't remember, but the some were very severe list. I cannot remember at this point. Why? Because if a person decided in his head that he did, like I'm going to divorce this woman on Wednesday, not now. Now I'm very busy at my job, but on Wednesday. So as soon as he decided to divorce her, like in his mind, halakhically, she's forbidden woman. He's not allowed to be with her last time before they got divorced. Absolutely not. But it's a different story, yes. But I mean, yeah. Go ahead. What else? It's all from in Hilchas Girushan and Hilchas Ishut. It's very interesting topic, but about women, about relationships, all of this is in there. Go ahead. What else?
And it says, of course, this whole question is all assuming the information I read about Rav Obadiah's ruling is credible.
I mean, maybe it's, some pieces are taken out of context. Maybe the whole the whole article is much longer, but it's all, I mean, logical. Whatever it says, logical. Whatever he decided, I don't know, but it's logical. I don't think it's always also for only for Sephardim. I think for Ashkenazim they would rule like very closely to it. Right. So he's not trying to take a second wife. He's trying to divorce the first one. So, and if she's refusing and he has a good argument, so she's out. Right? We can ask her politely, but she's like bringing no upon herself, right? Because if he said no, like I'm not going to give you the get, that's what would be the problem. Not your refusal. The refusal, if it's only on his side, it's a very big issue. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
There's no more questions on the board. No, there's no more. May I ask one last question?
Yes, yeah, go ahead, please, go ahead.
So, how would the people from the generation of Noah connect to Hashem, since they didn't have like no Torah, no nothing, and Noah was a prophet. He would speak to Hashem, let's say directly. So how would the people of that generation would connect to Hashem?
By observing the 7 Noahide laws, 6 at that time. So, and one of them were not to steal, not to kill each other. They were doing not to be immoral, and they did exactly opposite. So how they connect to Hashem? Just do to serve Him the way He wanted. So, and it was not. It's for them. It was not very difficult, but that they did. That generation did everything exactly opposite. Exactly. You understand? So that's it. So same as today. We actually schedule a clip on a different channel for tomorrow, and I'm not sure if we list it on our prior English channel. So the clip goes like that. We actually ask the Noahites don't cross the boundary, not to start observing Shabbos, because they bring me like verses from Bereshit and ask me to explain to them Bereshit, where it says that Hashem rested on 7th day, so maybe the whole people have to you understand? So they want to keep Shabbos, they want to keep this and that. So and we asked them not to cross the line, right? And the example that I gave is how this reform movement started. The reform were like when head to head against what is it? Orthodox. So they want to push Bima like in church. In church, this altar, whatever they call it, whatever they think, closer to the front. So they say, are we allowed to move it closer to the front? So they went to rabbis and Orthodox rabbis. I mean, they unfortunately they did not have there is no strict restriction. You're not allowed to move the bima closer to the front. Why? Because the purpose, and when we read in Shulchan Aruch, when they describe the bima from which they read Torah, it's actually the place that must be somewhere that is very convenient, for everybody to hear, right? So in the shul that I go to, so it's actually closer to the front, right? Because people sit from 3 sides, right? From the sides and on the back. So it's perfect, and plus all of the acoustics, it's perfect, perfectly, right? But if because the shul is made rectangular, but if it made like this, in not in a width, but in a length, so that's you cannot put the bima in closer to the front of the shul, so you have to move it in the middle so everybody can hear. You understand? But these people, so is it absolutely not allowed? It's not absolutely not allowed. It depends. The logic is so everybody can hear reading, and these people move the bima, so it was not nothing was against. So that these Orthodox rabbis, they're old style. Show me the people. Show me in a Torah where it says this and that. Clowns, right? So show me in the Torah where it says this and that. So does it say Shulchan Aruch? Is it forbidden? No. And that's how they started and went all the way down. Understand? So it was the first step. So the first step, when you disregard one law, it's going to bring you not even law, not even tradition. Tradition is going to bring you to complete Gehinnom. You understand? So tradition is everything. Okay. So what else? Okay. These are.
Can I ask a question?
Okay. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
So this is about this is something that is worrying me very much and scaring me. The situation that is happening in the Middle East. About there are sources of a Jewish historian from the first century. It's called Josephus, that established the location of the nation of Magog and the nations that appear in the prophecy of Ezekiel 38, starting from the Caucasus region and up. So we had news that in Dagestan, Amov tried to attempt some type of pogrom because a plane from Tel Aviv was coming there, and they were behaving like Nazis. So should we alert the Jews living in those dangerous countries that they should leave?
Actually, in those countries, there is almost no Jews. Some only very rich businessmen who went back. So that's is Dagestan and Chechnya. They're very, very aggressive people. Very aggressive people. So these Palestinians naive children, like school children compared to these animals. So in a sense, normal people would not live there. So they always can go somewhere else. But if they have no fear, they can live wherever they want. You understand? So even in this in Israel, in some places, it's very dangerous. So I remember. So we always try to spend the Shabbos when you used to go to Israel. So every Shabbos, at least one Shabbos, we try to spend in Yerushalayim. Usually last Shabbos before we leave. And in a few times I had the Gabbai. Of course, Gabbai, there's no official Gabbai, but it sounds like he knew a few guys. Well, I had the gun on Shabbos. He had the gun. Every time, he would leave his hand, I would look at his gun. It's unbelievable. You understand? So I'm not sure exactly where he lived. Maybe I don't know where. I don't know. But if he walked to the Western Wall, I don't know. Should not be very far. But it was dangerous even in there. So there are dangerous places. But those people, that's what I expected of them. I mean. I block only today. I was very busy today, but I block maybe 35 people, 40 people who wish us all of the curses, who curse us with all of the curses on YouTube, right? And wish us all of the bad things. Me personally, Jewish nation, and all of the things. You understand? So I'm sure if I would, me personally, be the Chas v'Shalom in that neighborhood, from wherever they wrote, nothing good is going to happen. So we rely on Hashem. We learn His Torah and not get involved. As Hashem says, right, you sit home and I'm going to take care of it. And it must be constantly on our mind. So of course, the soldiers in Israel, you cannot sit home, have to do something about it. But in our situation, so you be holy in your house. And that's it. Don't read all of the news, and these people, of course, they know, and hopefully it's going to be a warning for them just to leave that place. And I have one of my students. It's actually he used to live in Chechnya, in Grozny, capital of the city. So he told me how it was. These Chechens would come, and not only to the Jews, but to the native Russians. and said, your apartment is now mine. I give you 2 hours, get out of this apartment. So, and whatever they can collect in 2 hours, they would even, you know what, I'm good, I'm very generous, I'm going to take you, and they would drive person in their car, whatever the people could collect, to the border and just kick out. Right, so that's how it was. That's how these animals are. So of course he was able to go to the States like a little earlier, but it was beginning of that time. Right. So okay. So if Jews want to go back and live there, okay, they can go back and live there. Maybe I don't know what they're thinking, but to be Jew there, it's not a good idea. Maybe to do a businessman there, it's very good idea, but not recommended. Okay, what else? Okay, so yes, go ahead.
No, sorry, just something that I wanted to know in regards to the question that I made about the people from the flood, from the generation of the flood.
Mm-hmm.
So, who would preach out this Noahide laws, this universal laws? Like, would be someone like, I don't know, perhaps like Metushelach or someone like that would let people know about these things, or they all had this pretty clear in their heads, all of them? Exactly.
I apologize. I had it in my mind and I forgot to say. So it says actually in commentary on Chumash, I forgot who said it, but they said very clearly why there is a like punishment, death sentence to Noahide, right? And for these 7 crimes, and in order to kill a Jew, right? To kill a Jew, you have to give him a warning, 2 witnesses, and he has to agree that, I mean, he has to acknowledge that he heard the warning, and only after that he was normal and he was doing it with intention. That's what I want to do, and only then we can execute the person. But with the Gentiles, so you have, first of all, it's 1 witness is enough, right? If self-incrimination is enough, I'm not sure. I don't want to say. I'm not sure. With Jews, it does not fly, right? Basically, without any warning, that we can put a person to death. How is it fair? So our sages explain. Of course, it is fair. It's common sense. In order to healthy society, somebody should not somebody should come to you and say it's not nice to be intimate with your neighbor's wife. Like you normal. Like you need special teachings that not to take it as something that does not belong to you, and other things like not to worship idols, and so it was like rules to have a normal, healthy society. And when Hashem saw it's not going to work, they disregard these simple logical rules. There's nobody to talk to. So you like, what do you mean? Like you need to explain adults these things. Like it's obvious, it's understandable, but they decided like brazenly disregard these things, and that's Hashem said. I have no choice. I have to destroy them. You understand? So who had to preach them? They have to use their minds, right? And because all of these laws are logical.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Okay, so thank you very much. All right, let's stop here. Tomorrow we're going to continue with Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and the plan is, since next week we're going to change time to go to the winter schedule. So winter schedule, we're going to go to 8 p.m. Eastern time, maybe earlier, but at this point 8 p.m. Thank you very much and good night.